much. For the Canon welcome and introduction, I would request Stephanie Fitinghoff from Canon Singapore Pte Limited. Please a huge round of applause for Stephanie from Canon.
Good morning, everyone. How are we today? Thank you for coming. First of all, I would like to thank our digital team for hosting this event, and Sam, as well as the entire Arrow team for having us all here today. So welcome to Printscape 2025. Today I want to touch a little bit about Canon, how we come about and why are we here today and why are we sponsoring Printscape, why are we so happy to be here. So let me tell you a little bit about Canon. Canon, as we know, I control. Canon, as we know, is a well-known high-tech company. We all know Canon as cameras, but today we don't have a Canon camera here, but we all know Canon as cameras. But what we don't realize is Canon is actually one of the leading, world #1 printing leading technology company. In fact, innovation is part of our DNA. And you'll see that Kyosei is a corporate philosophy of Canon. If you ever Google the word Kyosei, you'll find that it's all referencing Canon, even though it's just a simple Japanese word. It's literally about living in the common goal for everyone, for good, for business, and for you and I. So that's what Canon philosophy is about. And that's seen through across our DNA in everything we do, including the products we produce. So as I was mentioning, imaging technology is Canon's forefront. But in 2024, revenue-wise, in the 13 billion revenue in 2024, you'll see that 58% is actually in printing. Is anyone surprised by that? I think everyone thinks that camera is forefront for Canon, but 58% of our revenue is actually in printing. That's Canon's position to be #1 in printing. And then, of course, we have imaging, medical, and industrial products as part of the Canon group. So out of that, Canon production printing is what we are talking about, where we produce in Canon, Colorado. That's why we're here today. In fact, Canon production printing, there's 4 offices. Our headquarters is in Venlo, Netherlands. That's where the R&D is. That's where our factory is for our inks and our printheads. And then we have in Poland, Germany. That is where our digital presses are made. Romania for software, as well as we have a Canon production printing Singapore office looking after our manufacturing and logistics. And these are some of the things we do. You can see right at the top we have the digital presses, and then we have our black and white CAD printers, as well as the photography printers, as well as the large format graphics printers. Printing on things like wallpaper, signage, labels, packaging, all sorts of things. So Canon has a complete portfolio. And you know, the thing with digital printing nowadays, we've moved away from the analog to digital because people want things now. They don't have time to wait 2 weeks for an order. Gone are the days of analog. We're all into customization, personalization, immediate. That's what digital printing is all about. So if you look at this graph, print volumes are changing. In fact, in the left-hand side on the gray, you'll see that the analog print volume is stable. We haven't really grown. And in terms of digital print volume, it's growing. But more importantly, where we are and what we're talking about is the large format graphics. You'll see that it's growing about 3% in the large format graphics sector. What does it mean for us? For large format graphics is what we're here to talk about. In the middle pie chart, the gray section is where we're at, APAC. Format Graphics volume is in Asia Pacific. Now we all know the Pacific is quite small in terms of volume. It's really in Asia. So this is why we're here. Talk about why we're here, the volume. And if you look at what is the technology driving this volume, majority of them is in UV. Aqueous, latex, and of course the decline in solid, we all know that. But the majority, the growth, is in the UV sector. That's why we're here. And I want to tell you a little bit about, we talk about UV as a growth, but what are we printing in UV? Yeah. So you see that, of course, POP as high volume, signage, we all know signage is high volume. And then you have interior decor, which is relatively small. Packaging, specialty. What I want to highlight is where is the growth? The gap between the red circle here and that red bar is the growth. And that's interior decor. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We have massive growth in that section. Yeah. So on a worldwide level, we project about 9.8% growth in wall coverings. How does that, what does that really mean? And you see in the volume trends, in fact in APAC, is the only, pre-COVID, APAC is the only one showing growth compared to the rest of the world. And wall covering for APAC is about 20% versus 9.8% globally. So in our region, the growth is about 20%. That's great news. That's great news for all of us. And what does this mean? We see growth. We see growth in volume. So what? I think we always say, what does that mean? Wallpaper is one of those lucrative business where you see the value per print is on the higher side. So that's why we want to go there. And you see on the left, right-hand side, billboards and so forth. Yeah, they may be volume. Yeah, they may. In fact, there's no growth. You can see that it's right down the bottom. And the value is also quite small. So wallpaper is the right way to go. In fact, later on, my colleague Ruth will share a little bit more about why. Okay, some facts and figures. As of July this year, worldwide, we sold 5,000 units of Colorado. Yeah, that is, some people say that's not much, but guess what? We just started. Yeah, and also we are a production printer. We take the volume of all the other printers. It's almost like 1 to 3. So if you think about it a little bit more, it's more than 4 million square meters printed per month worldwide. That's a staggering number. And approximately 13,000 square meters printed per Colorado per year. With 33% on paper, which can be wallpaper, and 47% on vinyl. So that's how we break it down. And we have about 240 unique customers at multiple Colorados in the world. Each drinking about approximately 75 liters. Then you say, okay, Stephanie, that's worldwide. What's happening in India? That's what you want to know. So in India, last year, on average, in India, we're printing 47 square meters per Colorado per year. Much higher than our worldwide numbers. That's thanks to you, our customers here, doing that. In fact, you'll see that we're also drinking about 200 liters per year. Why am I showing this? Why is this important? It's telling you that Colorado is not just capable of doing 13,000 square meters a year. In fact, it's a real production printer to much higher volume. You can trust it. You can rely on it. That's what we mean by Colorado as a production printer. By the way, sorry, I missed one. Whoops. Sorry, could you go back to the other slide where I was? 2 more down. It's okay, I'll control that. I keep forgetting we don't talk square meters here. It's about 500,000 square feet. called the Colorado printer. Yeah? And you know we've introduced Flex Finish Plus, Flexure, all part of the UV gel technology. In fact, this gives you bigger business opportunity, more applications to test on. And we believe, with you, our customers, we can be stronger together. So let me ask you this next question. Are you ready for the next level? I hope so. So let me finish by showing you a video.
As a large format graphics printer, you rely on having the right tools to move, amaze, and delight your customers with innovative creations, to be faster, to be different, to be more competitive and more flexible, to tell unique stories. At Canon Large Format Graphics, we believe in the power of a visual world. We share a passion for printing. We are dedicated to making you stand out. With over a century of experience, a world leader in professional imaging, with a global network of expertise of visual communication and industrial printing. Together with our partners, we develop new print technologies and products to inspire you even further. Together, we're shaping tomorrow, supported by your feedback. Experts working with experts, accelerating innovation.
At Canon Large Format Graphics, we're constantly challenging the status quo, developing print heads, engines, inks, software, and hardware. Award-winning product designs, end-to-end solutions, everything you need to automate and integrate to maximize your flexibility and productivity. Creating best-in-class, large format printing solutions that are sustainable by nature. Like the Colorado series, game-changing UV gel roll-to-roll printers, and the Arizona series, the world-renowned flatbed printers. In 2024, the printed signage market will be worth $54 billion. Digital inkjet is now the leading process in signage printing, growing year on year. This is an invitation to join our network of large format graphics experts to enjoy a long-term partnership. Together, we turn printers from machines into instruments of true creativity. The world is full of stories. Let's tell them together. Let's shape tomorrow, today.